Hey guys, I'm Arrington Thompson. This is Old School Guys talking old school music. I have my good friend Larry Fulcher. Larry, how are you, buddy?
I'm doing good, Arrington. How you doing?
I am doing great, and I have my other good friend, Elton Bowen. Elton, how are you, buddy?
I am doing wonderful. I'm glad to hear both of y'all are doing great. So,
So today we're going to talk a little bit about one of our favorite groups, the OJs, and I just have to give a shout out to Larry for you would figure for bringing them up again. I don't know what we were talking about, and Larry mentioned the OJs, and I just okay, the OJs. You know, the OJs are kind of they've always, for me in my adult life, they've just kind of always been around. But when you start listening to the OJs, oh my goodness, these guys could sing. Larry, when you think about the OJs, tell me a little bit about them.
For me, man, they got me through college. You know, I'm up in Minnesota freezing my ass off.
Yes, you are.
But I had Miles Coltrane and the OJs. You know, their voices just are magic. I love them. I love them. Walter Williams and Eddie Levert, the things that they can do with their voices are just insane. You know, they're like Siamese in what they do. And they had Gamble and Huff writing the tunes, and one of the best studio bands ever, which was that the Philly International sound. They kept coming up with tune after tune after groove after groove. Yeah, man, those guys are in my heart.
Elton, what are your thoughts on the OJs?
well, they just you're right. Their voices, just the harmony, but kind of the introduction to the Philly sound, that just took it, to a whole nother level. That luckily they made Gamble and Huff popular, which in turn made them popular, which led to, Harold Melvin and Teddy and, Spinner and everybody else with that Philly sound. But yeah, I gotta say, when you said OJ's, I just had this personal thing where my mom wore out Backstabbers and what was the album with For the Love of Money? She just wore those albums out. I probably
Yeah.
heard those albums 2,000 times in my lifetime, so they are ingrained in my head. And I heard them that much, but I never got tired of them because it just seemed like there was always, look what they did with the melody there. Look where that string came from. Look at
Yeah.
listen to those horns there. It was just always something that I could latch on to love their music. So
So let's start with, I don't know. Since you mentioned Backstabbers, let's start with Backstabbers. We'll start with that one. So Backstabbers came out in 1972. That was the title of that album, Backstabbers, and this is the title tune.
What they do? They smile in your face all the time. They wanna take your place. The backstabbers, backstabbers. They smiling in your face all the time. They wanna take your place. The backstabbers, backstabbers. All you fellas who have someone and you really care, yeah, yeah. Then it's all of you fellas who better beware, yeah, yeah. Somebody's out to get your lady. A few of your buddies, they sure look shady. Blades are long, clutched tight in their fists, aiming straight at your back, and I don't think they'll miss. What they do? They smile in your face all the time. They wanna take your place, the backstabbers.
So, Larry, why don't we just start with the arrangement? Start with the arrangement first, because that is really, really rich.
Love a duck. Man, there's so many things happening. You got this great octave guitar part. Well, first you got the bass part. Ronnie Baker. You know, I mean, as great as Jamerson was for Motown, Ronnie Baker was unheralded that good for the Philly guys. Earl Young on drums, who I give Earl, when I've told him this, I give him credit for disco, because some of the things that he did were the formulas. Some of his drum parts, man, like "The Love I Lost." That's Earl
Harold
Young.
Melvin and the Blue Notes.
Yeah,
Right.
but it's that band, and that drum beat became disco. You got something that sounds like horse clapping footsteps. You know, you got so many different. It's almost like listening to a cartoon soundtrack with those beautiful strings, and then they come in and start singing. Oh my gosh, the contrast of those two voices. You know, you got Walter singing, "Smile in your face." He's doing the bass. Then he'll come in and, "I love you fellas gonna be," you know what I mean? It's like, that's one human being. Give me a break. I could hear somebody else talk, because I'll run away with this talk.
Yeah, that's all right. That's all right. Yeah, it's like I say, I had heard, I guess, similar music, but like I say, when this is, Gamble and Huff's first, they said, this is gonna be our sound, and we finally heard somebody that we think can be the front people for it, and we got it. We got our band. We got the right horns. We got the right strings. We got the right percussion. We got the right everything. And I was reading how somebody was saying how, oh, this is an album it's produced. They did so. I said, no. I mean, yeah, it was produced, but it was played. These folks are,
Yeah,
everybody out there is
yeah.
playing. This isn't like somebody went in a lab and made this album. They had to come up with this in their head and put it together and make, this. It was really, a new sound, and like Larry said, it kind of led to disco, which took over, and it was amazing how much of a crossover hit this was, because if you just took out the voices, it would be old soul music, and it would have stayed right there. But
Yeah.
they took it and said, we're gonna make this where everybody's gonna like this. This is gonna be a crossover hit. This isn't gonna be we're not gonna keep it in the soul box. We're gonna make this a big hit, and they did.
Let me ask you, do you have there at your disposal a copy of One Night Affair?
I don't have it easily available.
Okay. All right. And if I play it, it won't sound worth boo-boo, right?
No.
What do you have?
It will sound exactly worth boo boo.
You were talking, there's 3 songs that the OJs did that kind of set up the formula. The first one was called One Night Affair. It was the same kind of arrangement set up into the vocal. And then on the same album, there's the third part of the trilogy, and that's 992 Arguments, which is very, very similar. All 3 tunes, I mean, you can tell it's the same writer, the same everything. But you're right. It set up that record label.
So since we're talking about the OJs and what kind of propelled them into fame, let's go to their main tune. Their main tune, which like it or not, it's Love Train, and this was their crossover hit that really made them a household name. Let's listen to a piece of this.
We'll be
So, Larry, I would say one of the things that makes the OJs a little bit different is that both Eddie Levert and Walter Williams, they're able to both do some impromptu. It's not scat.
Improvisation.
And it seems to work together as opposed to most groups. You only have one guy who does it, right? Go ahead.
You go back to their childhood. Those guys grew up together. Same neighborhood, same church. So they're known together their whole lives. You know what the other guy eats, what he drinks, what he smells like. His whole history. His mom and them.
Yep.
And you can tell, like they feed off of each other so well. Like they've been having it's a conversation that you're being invited into between them. It's been going on forever, and you're lucky to be between those two voices in that conversation.
Eldon?
Yeah, exactly. It must be. I can't. I was going to say something medical. Is there? Uh, there were some people that I work with, doing a surgery where I knew what they were going to do before they were doing it. They knew what I was going to do. I hate to compare the artistic thing that y'all do to the scientific thing that I did, but I can see exactly what you're saying. They knew each other. They knew, which direction he was going to go with the what his next note was going to be, what his next, how do I make a chord out of what he's getting ready to do? And they can just do it in their head right away. I mean, people have been friends that long, you kind of hear it in their music, yeah, they've been friends forever, because it sounds like they either spent an incredible number of time planning this out, or they just know each other so well that they can just do it. They hit the road and do it. So it's amazing.
Yeah, those two guys have been together for over 50 years now.
That's amazing. That's amazing. I did not know that they grew up together. I did not know that.
Maybe getting close to 60 years now, because they're both 80, so they've known each other, well, since elementary school.
Since elementary school, yeah. They went to what was that, Canton McKinley? That was a big football school, and they went to the school way back then. So, and a friend of mine in Alabama, he saw them perform a couple months ago. He sent me a video. Eddie's sitting in the chair, Walter's sitting there, and they still singing Backstabbers and all these songs. I said, man, they sound just like they do now. So.
Yeah,
that's pretty amazing. Go ahead.
God. I look at them. I thank you, Lord, for the.
So, I picked out the tune "Don't Call Me Brother" as an example of the range of Walter Williams, and this is a tune that I'd heard a bunch of times before. But when I heard it again a couple of weeks ago, it just really hit me. The range that he showed in this tune. Let me play a piece of it for you.
Okay.
I've watched you running around the neighborhood, trying to rip me off. I said, yeah. Just the other day, when I was hanging out down on the main drag, I went in to get me a small teeny weeny toddy for the evening, and when I come out, I came out, and I got a bad case of the blues when I saw my tires gone. I opened up the door, and there was my glove compartment all torn out. I'm a dashboard, and here you come, here comes scanning and grinning, yeah, scanning and grinning, yeah. Here you come, I know you did it with the power sign, and talking about my man, solid on that, my brother. I say I don't like it. How can you really mean it?
My goodness, that's just such a great vocal performance from both of them.
Yeah, man.
Yep. Taking us to church there.
Oh, yeah. Walter has this voice that can go to the subterranean and then to the stratosphere, and they describe Eddie's voice as like he's like the bull in the china closet. You know,
right.
He just comes in and wreaks havoc. And you know, Walter knows exactly when his exhale is going to end and when to come in with it. You know, it's such a skillful dance.
So the other thing about the O'Jays that we haven't mentioned is that they, also about Gamble and Huff, is that they wrote and sang a lot of songs that were not just ballads, but they also sang songs that were socially conscious. Love Train would be one of them. Family Reunion, Don't Call Me Brother, and go ahead.
Come on, dun-up, dun-up.
For the Love of Money. For the Love of Money. We had talked about For the Love. Well, let me just play a little bit of For the Love of Money because we'd already talked about it. But it's such a great tune. We've got to play a little bit of it, don't we?
This is sick. Absolutely sick.
And the thing that I think is really cool is that it's sick after 40 years. It's still sick.
Me too.
Yep.
Closer to 50.
Yep. So we could actually listen to that whole tune because it is just such a ridiculously good killer tune. Isn't it? I mean, just a ridiculously good killer tune. So let's go ahead, Larry.
Gamble and Huff decided they wanted like I mean, they got Ronnie Baker, who's a phenomenal bass player, all that Bad Luck and all the other stuff that he played. But they said specifically they wanted a younger sound, so they bring in this 19-year-old kid. And he just starts jamming. There is no tune. There is no title. There is no melody. This is this guy playing this bass part. And they built a song around it, put a little echo and a little phase on it at times, which drove all the nightclub bass players crazy because you wanted to be able to reproduce a sound you heard on a record. And it's like, what the heck is that?
Yep. So
I went out immediately and bought a phaser and a delay.
There you go. You should have charged them for it. But absolutely
and,
great
we
tune.
we talk about the groove of that song, but if you listen to it, like you said, it's maybe protest is not the word, but it's a timely song. It's You know,
Gentlemen,
when they play,
I
there
still
it
have
is.
it. I still have the phaser that I bought in 1972.
Does it still
All
work?
right,
It still works. I got it. I got it.
all right.
I just happened to realize, that thing is at your feet.
Well, let's transition into one of their slow tunes because their voices are so damn good. You've got to put them to a nice slow tune, and this tune is called "Forever Mine."
Forever mine. All because you're my kind.
Walter Williams.
Oh, baby.
Yes.
I got what you want. You got what I want. We were made for each other. Ooh. Forever mine. And I'm so glad, 'cause it gets better with time. Oh, girl, I like what you like. You like what I like. We were made for each other. Oh, baby, you are that someone I've been hoping, I've been looking for my days. Don't you ever think about leaving. This heart of mine would be grieving. Don't go. Stay. Forever mine.
So let's just talk about in the middle of that. I mean, you've got two great performances going back and forth, and then you've got William Powell who just kind of melts it all together, just kind of brings it all together. I don't know how his voice ties it together, but it seems like it does.
He's the tenor. He's the part that never changes. I cannot think of one line I ever heard him sing solo, but he had the perfect blending voice for the studio and for them. I guess you need a constant when you got those two guys moving the way they do. You need someone that's just playing on the track.
What a great tune, and it is beautifully arranged. It's just a wonderful tune. It just really is a wonderful tune.
Yeah, I hadn't
Elton?
heard this in years. I hadn't heard this song until
Yep.
you mentioned it this week, and I bet you I've listened to it probably 10 times. Yeah, I forget this song, but oh
Yeah,
man,
yeah. And I think that's an excellent example of the OJs, right? Where you go, well, I haven't heard, and then you listen to it and go, why don't I listen to this more often? This is nuts.
They had so many ballads. Sunshine. Which
Yes.
was,
yeah,
which was was not a pop tune at all, but like in the hood, if you didn't, you better play it. At
Yep.
your parties, you better play it. And oh my gosh.
Oh, and that
So
song my
let's.
mom used to sing. What was that song? "Let Me Make Love to You." My mom would just,
Yeah, I
just
mean,
get, but just the harmony on that one too. It was just, man, they those guys can sing. That's all I can say. They can sing.
they probably helped the nation's birth rate with some of those ballads.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
So let's sum it up with their tune "Family Reunion," which it's not a slow tune, it's not a fast tune, but it's a great tune. Let's listen to that. And I think I've got it kind of in the middle here.
It's so nice to see all the folks you love together, sitting and talking about all the things that's been going down. It's been a long, long time since we had a chance to get together. Nobody knows the next time we see each other, maybe years and years from now. Family reunion, got to have a family reunion. Family reunion, it's so nice to come together, to get together. I wish Grandma could see the whole family. I sure miss her face and a warm and tender embrace. And if Grandpa was here, I know he'd be smiling from ear to ear to see what he has done. All the offsprings from his daughters and sons. A family reunion, gonna have a family reunion. Ooh, family reunion. It's so nice
There you go.
to come together.
There you go.
To get together.
Elton, start us off with family reunion. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, this is like I say, and I keep bringing up my mom, but this was another one of her songs. She would play this, and I still, again, it was another one of those I hadn't listened to for a long time, but just the way that they bring their voices together, and what you said earlier, just Gamble and Huff just laid the tracks down perfect behind them for them to just get on the train and take us where we needed to go. I mean, they uh that is a Philly sound right there.
Yes,
Just
yes.
everything behind it. That's the kind of thing. Like I say, I grew up listening to that stuff 2,000 times, probably each one. So
It also it captures a time in our demographic, and I'm a little older than both you guys, where most of the audience were like great grandchildren of slavery. You know what I mean? And the family reunion was a lot bigger deal 20, 30 years ago than it is now.
Yes.
For some reason,
that's
we've
true.
all moved so far apart. We all have these urban lives. Everybody lives so far apart. It's hard to have a family reunion. But that song takes you to a place where you're in the middle of one.
Yes.
Whether you've been to 50 or whether you've never been to one, if you've never had one, it makes you want to have one.
Right. Right.
It really it brings together the image and symbol of family together in times of through all the stuff that we as a people had gone through up until the 70s. We'd gone through World War I, we'd gone through the Klan, segregation, Bull Connor, Martin Luther King, Jesse Jackson, H-Rap, we had gone through all of that stuff, and it seemed like we had made some progress as a people and economically and socially. So the idea of a family reunion is a bit romanticized by today's standards, 2025, but boy, it sure is a pleasant image to think about. And that groove is like, you could dance it as a fast song, it could be a slow song,
Yep. Yep.
You weren't going to start a fight.
No, 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 no. This is, as they said, it was about togetherness and getting
Yeah,
together.
yeah, and everything, every piece of music, every drop of that arrangement just made you feel good, you know.
Let me transition and just say, as we're kind of wrapping this up, for those who are listening and watching this, the other thing that I would like you to do, if you've enjoyed what you have watched and enjoyed the OJs, is to go down on our page, and we're going to have a link to the OJs album, Emotionally Yours. Emotionally Yours is their.
You checked it, huh?
Of course I did. You gave me some homework, and
Yeah.
I did my homework.
Is that a
And
wicked album or is it a wicked album?
This is first of all, you have to approach it with an open mind. It came out in 1991, and you have to understand that first of all, there's rap on it, and it takes me a while to wrap my mind around the OJs and rap. Okay, so I had to do that. But again, they bring you back to the bottom line: is you've got Eddie Levert, you've got Walter Williams, and you've got William Powell, and you put those three guys together, they can sing. They have left Gamble and Huff. This is not they did not record most of this in Philly. It was mostly recorded in Cleveland at a Right Track, if I'm not mistaken. And it's an album that needs to be listened to.
It's
And
some of
go ahead.
It's some of Walter's best vocals. I mean, he sings some tunes on there, man, that are just, oh my gosh,
They're wicked. To quote you, they're wicked.
they're wicked. They're wicked.
Sounds like I got some homework, huh?
The title tune, "Emotionally Yours," is a Bob Dylan song. And I heard Bob sing it because after I heard the OJs and I heard both versions, I was going, Bob Dylan didn't write this. When you listen to what they did in their arrangement, you figure those guys could sing the Yellow Pages if Yellow Pages still existed. They could do anything and just make it a work of art. So, yeah, Emotionally Yours.
So let me just add that tune is so strong that there's two versions of that tune on this album.
Yes.
Not just the regular version, but then they have and they put on the album the gospel version.
Yes.
And it is it takes you to church. It takes you to church. It's wonderful.
So good. It's just sick. And the pop version is wicked. It's badass. Pardon my language. But then you hear that intro to the gospel version, and you're expecting to hear James Cleveland or Aretha or somebody like that at any moment. But
Right.
it's the OJs, and they're singing their butts off. Oh my God.
The only other thing I'd like to say before we get out of here is going back to most of the time that we're talking about in these tunes would be the early 70s and their album Ship Ahoy. I think that's an album that needs to be listened to cover to cover from beginning to end, starting with Put Your Hands Together. The title track, Ship Ahoy, is almost 10 minutes long. And it takes you on a journey from Africa across the Middle Passage to becoming slaves in the United States. And it's emotional. They sing their butts off. When they actually performed this in concert, they were actually in tattered clothes, kind of like slave outfits, or as you were. And of course, they sung their asses off, of course.
You know, Eddie and Walt, Lord. Everything I was telling you, I was in Senegal last month,
Yes.
and I went to Goree Island, where that gateway is, where the slave ships took off for 400 years. And I wanted to walk through that, thinking about Ship Ahoy, and seeing the holding pens that they were kept in, seeing the space, seeing the darkness. and you were brought out of that and put in the bottom of this ship, the middle passage, we are a heck of a people. We really are.
Yeah, yeah.
We got to kick life in the butt because some people went through some shit for us to be.
Right,
You know?
right.
And Ship Ahoy, man, is I love it even more after that experience.
Absolutely great tune. Elton, some final words.
Well, you have taken me back to the '70s with the OJs. You have, brought back that whole Philly soul. Just you started me with the OJs and just took me through the whole, you know, mid '80s right there, listening to them and everybody that they spawned after them and the Gamble and Huff and everything that they did. I mean, but I think none of all that would have happened if they hadn't had the voices that they had to produce the music that they did to make people want to listen to it and listen to more. So I appreciate you getting around to the OJs and inviting me in because that has brought up some memories this week. So
Hey, I really appreciate it. Larry, any final thoughts?
I'm just thinking what an honor it is for me to be here, dumbass musician sitting between two doctors who say I go out and play bass for a living. It's an honor to be with you two gentlemen. Thanks a lot thanks for doing what you both do, what you have accomplished, and what you guys keep accomplishing. It's a lot of respect for me, for both of you.
Well, we appreciate you putting up with our thoughts on music.
Our attempts to talk about music. So,
So if your life depends on it, don't call me. Call these two guys.
Guys, I'm Arrington Thompson. He's Elton Bowen. He is two-time Grammy Award-winning bassist Larry Fulcher, and we're old school guys talking old school music. Please go to our website, oldschoolguys.net. Thank you so much.